reader and would finish more than one book in a day. Writing poetry was her hobby and a comfort for her life. She loved to make new things, and she was very innovative. The unfolding of your words gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. Danny was very caring and loving. Danny was very loving and caring person. She brought people together by connecting them with her and with others. She knew the needs of the family and friends and would do everything for them. She motivated people around her to do their best and bring best in them. She would borrow things from others without asking to share that with others who need it. She apologized for being sick many times and she did not want people to starve her. For her, it was harder to be served than to serve. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Danny the negotiator. If you knew Danny, you knew the gift of negotiation with others according to her terms. If you say no to her, she would just smile. She knew how to make things done, and it was gift from God. She found joy in it. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Danny the chef. If Danny was not an artist or author, she would be head chef. She loved cooking. She would cook, but with condition to leave the mess behind. She would invade your kitchen with your permission sometimes and make a mess that only you will have to clean up. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all earth, and every tree with seeds in its fruit. You shall have them for your food. Then as you live, then as you are with your Creator, may you find rooms with kitchens, that you may make all the mess as you want. As you say goodbye, may we all find a sense of urgency like you, to be with each other. And all who are left behind want to say thank you for being part of their lives. At this time, we ask Gemma to come forward and say some words.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, sweetie.
I had a really tough time writing her eulogy, so I kind of did it in letter form. Felt like that would be a little bit easier. Kind of wrote it at 11 last night, so bear with me. Dear Danny, I'm writing your eulogy, and I honestly have no idea what I'm going to get up to that podium tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I know I'm a procrastinator. Guess what? I'm going to be proud of myself. These are the words I never should have had to write, and it's honestly not fair that you're making me write them. You always have to go and make things more difficult. Like I always had to establish a time when you could start calling me when we made plans to hang out. For example, if we were supposed to hang out at 11 a.m., every single time I'd have to give you a mean look and grumpily tell you, now if you start calling me any earlier than 10 a.m., we will not be hanging out tomorrow. You go, okay. But the big side, because of course we love the melodrama in our family. And then you'd inevitably end up calling me at 9:50, or sometimes, if I were lucky, the calls and texts would start until 9:59. Now, Danny, I had to make these rules. It was never that I didn't want to hang out with you, or that I didn't love you. It was just that if I didn't create some boundaries, the phone calls and texts would begin at 6 a.m., and then you'd start negotiating to come over even earlier. I ended up pausing and reading this to Ryan, my boyfriend. He told me it sounded a bit too much like Messick, silly boys. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He told me to look up some examples, and I responded, do you mean I need a template? They don't exactly teach you how to write these things in school. Danny, this just doesn't make any sense. We were supposed to go to Thailand. That was always the plan. We were going to ride elephants, even though we could have just gone to a county fair and done that right here. We had plans. We were going to way outlive our men because the women in our family live forever. Not even kidding, they live into their late 90s. Then we were going to be two crazy old ladies with way too many cats, wearing way too crazy clothes, just kind of hobbling around doing whatever kooky stuff old people do. You even let me make your hair blue, because I've always wanted to have funky colored hair, but the places I've worked would never have allowed it. Now who's going to bring me medicine when Ryan and I are too sick to move? Who is going to come out and go grocery shopping with me just because I like the company? Now I'll have to carry everything up to my apartment by myself, and you know how ridiculous that is. Who else is going to come keep me company while I pretend to do the laundry? Now I might actually have to get it done in a reasonable amount of time. You made me feel so worldly. You'd ask me about alcohol, like I even knew. Or you'd ask me how to improve your interview skills. You'd ask me what you should do with your life when I'm still trying to figure it out myself. You'd even ask me questions about boys. Yes, we really were that cheesy. I still need to teach you how to do your makeup and how to put together outfits. I didn't even show you how to file your taxes, although I'm kind of glad I did that. Only 2.5 months ago, I was telling Ryan how excited I was that you and I were finally friends. We really did not get along well. We got into so many fights. And I know all siblings fight, but man, there were some fights that I'm sure we both feared for our lives. I really wish I had a few good anecdotes to tell all these people that would be staring at me, but I really don't. Being your sister was a combination of everything. There was so much drama, and there were times where I thought that we'd never get along, but you were my sister. I love you so much, and no matter what, I always will. You were my whole world, and I honestly would give anything for another 5 minutes with you. I keep expecting you to saunter into my work unannounced with a bag of chocolates to share or an unexpected lunch for me. I'd love to kick you out a few more times when you've overstayed your welcome. I miss you, Danny. Sincerely, John, sister.
So, if you want to share anything, any event that you have encountered with Danny, this is the time to share. So I have a mic, and we have Carol with a mic. So you can just sit there, and you don't have to come up or anything.
I met Danny a few years ago when she started dating Adam Barnhart. As Shannon said, we used to plan. We were going together and they started calling each other. So Gemma, I totally agree. And it was wonderful. She brought our families together. And that she's come from one heaven.
Was my daughter. She was with me from the second she was born. She needed that level of love more than any child I've ever known. She wanted to be the center of it all, and I'm sure this would blow her mind. I'm blown away by how many people knew Danny and loved Danny because we're planning this, and people would say, "Oh yeah, my son knew Danny. They wrote songs together." I remember Danny. She came to a chili dinner. She came to game night. She showed up at the barn. She showed up at my work and brought chocolate, which I ate. She came to the firehouse and cooked dinner for all the firefighters. Danny had this tendency of kind of bringing herself into your lives, whether you wanted her to or not. worked very hard, and I had to set rules for her. And I will never forget the time I was in a conference with my boss, and my daughter called 7 times in 3 minutes. And I finally picked up the phone, and I knew it was her. And I said, my boss said you were bleeding or dying. I just wanted to know what my boss gave me this look like. So Danny and I have a routine. Every night she texts me at 4:58. Are you leaving work yet? Call me when you get out the door. And I would walk out the door and set my phone on speaker. It would ring. And she and I would talk the entire way home. And she listened to me cussing out the drivers. Ready about work, telling her crazy things that had happened. And every night, and I can't do that. I'm sure most of you are feeling the same way because she'd show up.
She just show up.
Run up, give you a hug, and you'd be like, oh, hi, Dan. I called her my favorite. Really sweet. She'd come in and there'd be her face. And she'd leave behind a mess and a lot of love. Not so much love when you were cleaning up, but miss her. Please don't forget her. On the ends of the keys on some of your heads are flower crowns. If you want, you probably know enough, but obviously we have a lot of people. There's a quote that I think most of you from Danny will agree is very, very meaning. And then on the back are the symptoms of ovarian cancer. So share it with your women friends. Please, nobody else should have to go through this. Please. I don't want you to take that wreath home and throw it out. I want you to look at it and make sure that you're sharing with somebody else out there. Because I don't want to lose any more of you. Danny would not lose any more of you. We like you. Stick around.
Spring break a couple years ago, there's some pictures of it. And April can't get out of the driveway without falling asleep. So she sat in the back seat and so happy she got to sit in the front seat the whole drive to Georgia. She would not shut up. And every couple hundred miles, I'd say, Danny, you gotta stop talking to me. Just give me 10 minutes. That's all I need. And it was like she would watch, and when that 10 minutes was up, she would start talking again. And it went on for 1,100 miles there and back.
So I was her boyfriend of 2 years. I'm trying to think of the best thing to say. I'm not, the best at these. I just keep thinking back. I tell her to be at my house at noon. She showed up at 11. I told her, noon's 12 o'clock, right? And she said, well, where I live, it's 11 o'clock. And I was like, I don't think that's right. But I always love seeing her come up the driveway with a smile on her face or food in her hand, or she poked me in the face to wake me up. Or, even though it was my day off, 7 o'clock in the morning, she wake me up. It's just weird to think a month ago we were at the firehouse having dinner and she was happy, I have a quote this gave me. The thing is, as the Earth rotates and the year goes on, we lose sight of certain stars because the sky is constantly changing. Some stars are always visible, But other stars you can only see on certain occasions when everything is just so. On those occasions, they seem so much brighter than ever visible stars. Don't forget that because you like the stars in the sky, have your chance to shine and shine bright you will. There's a time and place for everything. Like,
Danny, oh my God, have you heard what happened? Because I keep reaching for my phone and like wanting to text her about everything that's going on because she was there constantly. You know, I've gotta join the 6 a.m. phone call club too. You know, I live 20 minutes away from her, and like she would call me 2 hours ahead and say, "Yeah, I better start driving now, right?" And, it's weird because like everything happens so fast. It's like the loss of her is less real than the absence of her
Mm.
because she's kind of she would just sort of show up in my house every now and then. Like I keep expecting to check my phone and there'll be a text from her or like 30 texts from her or like 100 of them if I haven't checked for a while. You know, or get on Facebook, a bunch more messages on there. Or just kind of walking in my house one day and there she'll be. I kind of don't believe that's not going to happen anymore. I mean, that's really, really weird.
We lived in the subdivision that I used to live in. And I retired from music technology in 2001. So I was at home, a lot of the kids would come out and hang out with my kids. And one day Danny came to my door and she said, "Miss Wilson, I want to have a tea party." I said, "Well, okay. Well, can we plan it? Can we do it now?" I said, "No, we can't do it today, Danny. But I laid it out, took my bistro table out, my chairs, and got little teacups and tea and little sugar cubes and some cookies. And she just loved it, you know. She was just like, "This is the best tea party," you know. And it's amazing to look. She was a little girl. How consistent she's been over the years. And she's grown up. She's still the same person. She was still the same person. So, I mean, I had lots of children around me in this subdivision, but it was just like, you know, she was special. She was special. She would, you know, and then, you know, she would want to spend a night, and, you know, Jim wanted to spend a night with her, and I'm like, okay, you guys can spend the night together, and then we'll get into it. So we one at a time, you know, but, you know, she's a beautiful person. She,
School's career writing club at Quantum Community College. Anyway, she did have a knack for writing, and she was hesitant to share this poem with me, and I'm so glad she did. I don't know how many people know, have ever heard her writing, have ever asked to read what she wrote, and what she writes is beautiful. Her ideas are wonderful. All of her stories she wanted to write, they're always spooky and scary, and I love that about her. I always love the forward she would write. And one of her poems that she submitted to our club, The Calling, a lot of people loved it too. And I thought I'd like to share it with you guys a taste of what Danny was capable of, and as many things. And writing's one of them. It's a beat in the dark following the sound of the drum. As the gathering comes, we begin to see it glowing light, not tinted white, but dark and ominous. What may come? Something that cannot be undone. They were wrong time and time again. They expect the light from the wings of an angel to descend from the heavens above. The sky eyes do open up. Alas, an angel did not see. What may come? Land sleep high. Evil souls, the unborn craft of flee. They're free. They're free. Dear masters rise and flame. The humans stumble back. This is not something they thought to tame. This is not something they could ever contain. That was the end. I told her she should finish this. And I think it's good nonetheless. It's
After talking to the family and
eternally the life-strong core, overcoming daily with the spirit soul, standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises I cannot fail. Listening with the new spirits call. Resting in my Savior as my all in all. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing on the promises of God.
I'm going to pray the prayer of thanksgiving, and we'll end with the benediction, and we will end with the Lord's Prayer. Let us pray. God of love, we thank you for all with which you have blessed us, even to this day, for the gift of joy, in the days of health and strength, and for the gifts of your abiding presence and promise in days of pain and grief. We praise you for home, for friends, for family, and for you. We praise you because you have wonderfully and fearfully made them. And we praise you because she's with you, and today she's looking at us. And Lord, today we praise you because you have brought her into our lives. Give us strength who are left behind. Give us strength and your presence. And make us aware of your presence in times when we don't. We ask all this in your precious name who taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and glory forever. Amen. The service for memorial service of Danni. Now we will be going out from here, so we can give the instruction.
My daughter's god sister worked very hard to put together biodegradable actually. How about once we start singing, we just release the balloon? I can't sing and do 1, 2, 3 at the same time. Yeah, right.
You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear. Sunshine away.
She didn't want to go.
I'm staying.